Hello there, another episode of Boise's Bricks and Bits, and today I'm going to take a look at this little buildable figure Iron Man. But before that, I just had lunch and I was a bit stuck on a certain aspect of it. Now, the toasted cheese and ham sandwich. Do you put the cheese down first or do you put the ham down first? Food for thought. That was just something that was in my mind. I thought I'd just throw it out there to the world to see if I get any comments back on that. But anyway, looking at this particular model, model number 76206. I mean, for a kid, it's a cool little model. I get that. You know, it's playable. It's quite robust in a sense. It doesn't just fall apart. You've got lots of little movable bits. You've got the little chest light plate. You know, the light brick that kind of goes on its chest plate. You know, everything is good. But as far as a display model, for me, it just lacks so much, and I just wanted something more adult in a sense. But I still thought, let me have a look at this. Now, I'm just kind of waiting to get permission to see how much details I can actually give, and this will probably come at the later part of the video once I've combined the models, because I found a mock build online by a particular person on Rebrickable, and it required 2 of these sets and the Eternal set. Now, so this is set 76155 and obviously 2 of the 76206. What really made me push for this was I was going to get the original Hulkbuster back in the day, when it, you know, a few couple of years back, whenever it was, and I think I even had the opportunity to buy it at some point for about 80 quid, 90 quid. And it just, I never really felt it. I don't know, there was just something about it that I just thought, nah, so I just never bothered. And I was quite excited about when they were going to bring this out. Now, then I find the price point, and it's like, I mean, in the UK it's $474.99. What is this? Model number 76210. It's 4,049 pieces. I mean, for me, I don't really want to pay that much for this particular model. It doesn't have that sort of value for me. To some people it might do. I mean, you know, that weren't cheap. That certainly weren't cheap. But these had value for me. So, you know, they're ones I chose to buy. As far as this, as much that I am a Marvel fan and I do like Iron Man, and the Hulkbuster suit was really cool and everything. And even though, you know, I think once you build that, this goes in it and everything, for me it was just an easy pass. I mean, I'm not paying that much money for this model. I don't even know if it's too much for what it is. I would have wanted something a bit smaller, as you know. I don't want it that, so this actually fits inside it. That's not what I want. So that's what enticed me to then actually get all of these and chase up this other MOC, because I think it looks good. And that's the next part of this. So this is probably going to have to get dismantled, because I'll get all to the details. Once I've built it, I'll come back, finish this video. If I've got the person's permission, I'll kind of advertise exactly who it is and that. You know, I don't want to start putting people's usernames and stuff online, and you know, without them saying yes I can. So let me go away. Let me put this together. And let me come back with a finished article, which I believe is going to look like a wicked display. I mean, compared to this Hulkbuster, I'm not interested in that. And this is a cheaper option, and I think it's quite a decent looking Iron Man especially for a display. So I'll leave it there, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I actually started this video. The first part of it was at the beginning of December. It's now the beginning of January, so you know, I'm just so busy with other things I can't always get back to this, but you know, here I am. So I've gone off, I've combined the Eternals set and a couple of Iron Man sets, and you know, you're not lacking for any pieces. On the reviews I read for this, it said some of the pieces weren't there. You had to kind of fish for them or buy them, or you know, look for them, search for them, this, that, the other. No, do you know what? I had no problem. Every part that I needed was included, and so you got lots of spare parts still. But everything I needed was to build this. The little guy's happy because he gets a few little extra figures. I mean, I think it's quite a nice model. And on the 1st of January, it was coming to the little guy's birthday, so we took him to the Brighton Lego shop. And I mean, there was a bit of a queue, but luckily we got there early enough, so it wasn't too bad. And even the queue, it's not as bad as what you'd expect at Leicester Square or maybe some of the bigger Lego stores. And while I was standing out, I saw the actual Hulkbuster in all its glory, I suppose. for some. And again, do you know what? I looked at it. I thought it was too big. I mean, I understand that there's some sets that are huge, but it was just too big for what I would have wanted. And again, I wouldn't spend the money on it, as I was saying before. And what I find interesting on this one, though, is Lego. I know when it comes to around that sort of Christmas time, January sales, Lego put some sets for sale. And this set, bearing in mind, it only came out in October. And I'm looking at it here. Well, here's the screenshot. $379.99. So that's already almost taken a ton off of the actual price what they want for it. I mean, I don't think it's done as well as what they thought it was going to do. So it has to. I mean, to reduce it by that much. For me, once again, this set, I'd want it smaller, maybe £200 worth. Not for me, but I'm pleased with this. I mean, some people have actually mocked the face, so they've not used the actual plates, you know, the actual piece that come with it. But I quite like it, and even the light, it's almost a switch. So you kind of like just press the switch in, and the chest plate lights up, and you switch the switch out. I'm not going to get it out now because it sort of fits in, but it's got its own little module, and it just fits in there, and then just the way that all works. But we'll have a little closer look at this in a sec, but you know, you just sort of press it in, on it comes, press it out. It's posable to an extent. I mean, the legs don't move massive amounts, you know, there's no this, that, turn it, twist it, you know, 1 foot up, 1 foot down. And the arms even, you know, they're fairly fixed. Too much and it pulls out. I did use a couple of extra little semicircle, well, quarter circle pieces there. I mean, the actual guy, he leaves them out. Maybe it's to do with moving the arms, it might restrict it a little bit, but for me, I thought it would look better. I mean, look, I've just pressed that and that's come off, so I'll have to fit that back in a minute. It's not a toy. The actual, you know, when it like I said before, when it comes to these they're pretty playable, pretty robust. It doesn't fall apart. This, on the other hand, is not a toy. It really is. Build it, display it. And personally, that's all I wanted anyway. And I think it's going to make a nice display piece in my cabinet with some of the other Marvel Lego sets I've got. Yeah, I really like it. I'm really pleased with this. And I think overall cost, it cost me, you know, thinking a couple of sets were on sale, I suppose about £90 to £100. You know, this cost me, rather than the nearly £500 they wanted for the Hulkbuster. And again, the Hulkbuster was so big, it was just, they did bring out another set, a kid's set, you know, sort of like a play set, that had a few figures and that with it, which actually looked quite nice. But he's already got a Hulkbuster, so he weren't like, "Ooh, I want another one" type thing. But no, I mean, this is the finished article. I think it looks quite nice. You've still got the plaque. I've got that over there, but you've still got the plaque that can go with it anyway. And for me, it's just a decent, posable Iron Man. I think it looks the part. It's a good build for a Lego set, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. But I mean, let's have a little closer look at this. Okay, so I do apologise for the earlier part of the video. I think there's some background noise there's some schools right at the back there and that, and I think the sound is just coming through, and I don't really know how to cut that out right now. But yeah, so I mean, here's the full version. I mean, you can see all the pieces used. It's quite nice. I mean, it's came together lovely, you know. Instructions were easy enough to follow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a bit more fragile than the playset as such, but I mean, generally it's really good, you know. Here's that switch I was talking to you about, so it just kind of pops back. Let me see if I can just zoom in there a little bit so you can kind of see just at the top there, and it's right in there that little module bit goes in. Probably if I turned it upside down and, you know, shook it a bit, it'll come out, but I'm not going to do that. I don't really want pieces to start falling apart as such. But I mean, and that just literally that presses in, presses out. From the front side, you can see the chest plate's lit, off. The head's posable, obviously, and again, I've just used the standard piece that came with it as the face. Some people didn't like it, so they've built a little, which is not bad. I saw the little mock heads that they built for it and the faces for it, which was nice, but I'm just going to keep it as it is. I think I'm perfectly
satisfied with what it's produced here. Yeah, and again, like I said, I'm not going to be sort of picking it up and doing this and doing that. I mean, the arms, you know, things do move to an extent. I mean, I suppose the underside of the hand, you know, sometimes you have him like we're getting ready to blast. Maybe you could change something there to make that look a bit prettier, because that doesn't really look like much of a blaster to me. Because, you know, even admittedly, even the giant Hulkbuster, you know, if he puts his hand out in that sort of firing mode, it's, you know, it's got like the fire, you know, the blue circular piece there, in a sense, there looking like it can fire off. But you know, it's posable. It is what it is. For me, this is all I really wanted anyway. So I'm quite happy with the end result. And like I said, it's the 3 sets. Get them on sale if you can before they go retired and the price shoots up on them. But it's quite nice that you can build something else with the sets. And yeah, here's the result. And I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the viewage that I produce. But apart from that, I wish you all have a nice day.